Vision. Every project needs one. Before I elaborate any further, we must ask ourselves, what is vision? Well, Googling the definition gives you the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. A strong vision separates the weak projects from those that truly thrive. If someone asks me on the street, "What's your game about?" I need to be able to look them in the eyes, square my shoulders, and with full confidence be able to answer that question. So, I decided to test that theory. Instead of getting someone from the street, I got together a group of my friends so I could declare my vision. Hey, what's up guys? I made a game.
Oh, awesome. What's it about?
It's about,
what's it about, man? I'm really interested in this. I'm
what's
really
the game about?
invested.
This
in
rats.
the game's about and was making this game.
Oh my god, just
And-
get to the point. What is your game
It
about?
seems really cool. Like,
This
Come on.
rats
What is your
and
game
I
about?
just-
Oh my god, the game
You can,
was.
Where
you
is it
can
about,
attack
though?
cockroaches. Oh boy, that didn't go so well. I was at a loss for words. There's absolutely no way my game could make it out there in the big wide world if I can't even describe it to my friends. I laid in bed for days, contemplating, what was it all for? What makes my game a game? And so, I sat and waited. Until inspiration could strike me. And strike me it did. It was not until one day, a normal winter afternoon, I sat in call with one of my friends, and this happened.
yeah, and so to prove that he wasn't protected by black magic, right? Johnson ordered Doe's ears to be cut off in his presence.
Oh.
Look, I've had an epiphany. Okay, so you know how Slay the Spire has like poison builds and shiv builds and power builds and stuff, and how other roguelikes you can kind of go into a specific kind of tree and you can make a better deck and stuff? Well, you should be able to pick up body parts of other creatures and graft them to yourself, and then you can have a leg build.
I was flabbergasted. Never had I heard the words leg and build glued together in a phrase like that before. Something about this idea really resonated with me. I knew that if I added this feature into the game, I would be one step closer to finding this project vision that I sought. Before I go ahead and draw up designs for this part assimilation feature that my friend was talking about, there was some general housekeeping I needed to do. Some of you in the comments and on my Discord pointed out that my hit effects left a lot to be desired. And so I fixed that. I added camera shake, better, gorier particles that fling in a specific direction, and look at this cobblestone flooring, this pipe that spits out cockroaches. And I cleaned up my code by adding comments, removing duplicate code, and renaming stuff to be easier to understand. Reminder to always go back to polish what you've created. Neglecting the existing features you've added will always lead to technical debt. Alright, brief explanation time. So, technical debt, or software rot, is a wide topic that covers many things. In summary, it's an accumulation of bugs, missing documentation, and legacy code, all stuff that makes your code worse. It becomes debt that you have to pay off by fixing those issues and making your code cleaner. Remember, always pay off your technical debt, so that future you doesn't have to suffer when you work on your projects. So, this part assimilation idea, or as I'd like to call it, the first step into rat necromancy. The reason I call it rat necromancy is because our cute little protagonist rat is going to be absorbing and grafting the parts of its deceased foes to make himself stronger. So, with any good feature, we need to draw up some designs to see how it's going to look in the game. Here are the designs I drew up. Our little rat friend is going to be killing cockroaches. And when those cockroaches die, they will leave a body part, such as a cockroach leg. You can use E to pick them up, and they will show up in your inventory, where then you can drag them onto your protagonist rat, and you will receive extra attacks. Now that I had a basic idea of how I was going to look, I broke down what I would need to code for this to become a playable mechanic in my game, and my goodness was it going to be a lot of work. I needed to implement the following things. A basic item system, the ability to interact with items in the world, a way for entities to store items, a GUI for the player to see aforementioned items, click and drop interaction for said GUI. These were just for the rat to be able to store body parts. Since I needed to implement necromancy as well, now cockroaches need to be able to drop items on death, and I need to be able to drag those items onto my character. And once dragged onto the character, they need to be able to do stuff like provide extra attacks. And voila, the feature will be considered a completed minimum viable product. In hindsight, I should have written this plan down somewhere. In software development, there's many techniques to keep track of your projects. For this project, I'm using GitHub's projects feature to store my tasks on a basic Kanban board, which is basically just a big to-do list with a bunch of columns. If I wanted to start working on something, I drag it to the in progress column, and when I'm done with it, I move it straight to the done column. You can add other columns. It depends on what you need and what your process is. For example, I could have a testing column for when the feature is still being tested, or a design column for when the feature is in the design stage. Over the course of this week, I have been non-stop hauling ass to get this working. Who knew making an inventory system would be so hard? I just wanted to attach cockroach legs to my rat. What do you mean I need 10 extra C# files to do? And here is the finished result. I didn't put a limit on what you could attach to the rat, so you can kind of make unholy killing machines like this. After playing around with this for a while, I figured, wow, this is kind of fun. The chaos, the customization, the future of this game. I could see it within the corner of my eye, but it's just out of reach. After deliberating for a bit, I thought about what I wanted my game to be. Growing up, I always had a soft spot for roguelike games. This included games like Binding of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon, Nuclear Throne, Slay the Spire to name a few, and more recently, Hades. Something about these games, infinite replayability, every run is a story of its own, a combined tale of the choices you made during that playthrough. That's something I want for this game. I want it to bring infinite joy. Hey guys, I'm back. I figured out what my game is about. It's gonna be a top-down roguelike action game where you play as a hopeful rat that's scaling the world tree. It's gonna be fun, chaotic, fast-paced, and unforgiving. It'll be my opening act into my career as a game developer.
What's it about, though?
I wasn't listening. Could you repeat that? Sorry.
Man, screw you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, and thank all of you for 1,000 plus subscribers. This is a massive milestone that I could have never hit without your help. But thank all of you for the support. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you feel like there's a way I could improve. I'll see you in the next video. Wait, I can't swear in my videos.
Frick you guys.